This is the Public Improvement Commission, November 3rd, 2016. Public hearing continued on a joint petition by Norton Park Realty Trust and Gemis 2 LLC for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel to the public way. The public had within a portion of Northern Park Public Way open to public travel, Dorchester, from a point 60 feet northwest of Dorchester Ave to its northwesterly terminus at the MBTA Red Line. New business was on 8/4/2016. Public hearing on 8/18. Public hearing continued on 9/1. Continued again on 10/6. Continued again on 10/20. All is shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Abandonment Plan, North End Park, a private way open to public travel, Dorchester, one sheet dated August 1st, 2016.
Good morning, members of the commission. My name is Kevin Cloutier from the Cloutier Law Firm in West Roxbury. I represent Stephen Connolly, who's the owner of this site and the developer of this site as well. The request before the commission was to abandon a Paper Street private way which runs through the proposed project site. And at the new business meeting, Mr. Moshe had raised the issue of fire access and whether it was compliant. So obviously it's taken longer than we'd hoped, and I don't have a resolution today, but we've been working closely with Mr. Donga, and the plans that this packet that I've presented before you today is simply to show that progress. And we do have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Donga at ISD on next Thursday. So it's my hope that we will have a resolution to this, and I know we may have overstayed our welcome before the commission, but we're very close. I would ask the commission's consideration in allowing us to come back 2 weeks from today so that we can, at that point, hopefully present the petition along with the fire department's sign off that the fire access and the project will be code compliant. And right now, as I understand it, the only issue is it's the fire access plan, which is the second document, is the only plan that needs any additional touch-ups by way primarily of adding dimensions and measurements to the actual plan so that the fire department can complete its review. So I ask this commission's consideration and further allowing us an opportunity to come back in 2 weeks following our meeting with Mr. Donga.
So November 17th. Do I hear a motion to continue to November 17th?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you.
Second item for continued public hearing is a joint petition by SRI 10 Center Plaza LLC and the BRA for making of specific repairs within the public way of Boston proper, consisting of curb realignment, sidewalk reconstruction, as well as new and relocated pedestrian ramps, specialty pavement, storm drain infrastructure. New business was on 9/15/2016. Public hearing 10/6. Public hearing continued 10/20, and we're here today. Cambridge Street, Scully Square on its southerly side between Somerset Street and Court Street, and Tremont Street. Tremont Street on its westerly side from Court Street, Cambridge Street, to a point approximately 250 feet southerly. All is shown on plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plans, Tremont and Cambridge Street, 1, 2, and 3 Center Plaza, Central Boston, 3 sheets dated August 2016. Good morning.
Thank you. For the record, Chris Rainier from Goulston and Stores. Have with me Jen Cantalupo from Shorenstein Properties, the property owner of Center Plaza, Pete Gorey from Newmark Grubb Knight Frank, owner's rep on the project, and John Schmidt from Niche Engineering, who can review the technical details. And thank you for your accommodations and having us back today. We're glad to be back for the specific repair plan. The continuances have allowed us to work through issues with the MBTA, with the Disabilities Commission. We have received the Architectural Access Board variance that's referenced in the specific repair LMI, and of course we've been coordinating with the BRA. So very happy to be back, and with that I can turn it over to Mr. Schmidt to go over the plan, if that's the Commission's will. Thank you.
The area for specific repairs is within the
Essentially, there's a concrete sidewalk, there's really no street frontage or other improvements that impede access to.
ADA business, there was a concern about the easement. Are those issues resolved,
Executed.
executed? And again, Ms. Carlson, if you could identify yourself for the record, because you,
We're still negotiating of what we're
no, if
releasing.
you could identify yourself.
Oh,
If you
Janet
could-
Carson.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, any commission members, any questions?
No, we're all set with this.
No? Public? All right. There was one issue that I had on parking. It's being addressed slowly, but it's being addressed, so we'll just get on a side burner and hopefully it gets resolved within a period of time. I'm not going to say short period of time, but a period of time. Do you hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the joint petition by SRI 10 Center Plaza LLC and the BRA for making specific repairs on Cambridge Street and Tremont Street, as described and read into the record by the chair, shown on the set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, specific repairs plan for Tremont and Cambridge Streets. 3 sheets are dated August 2016.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Move into the public hearing portion of this meeting. It's on a petition by Boston Seaport M1 and M2 Land LLC for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to Seaport Boulevard, South Boston, located on the southwesterly side between East Service Road and B Street. New business on 10/6/2016. All is shown on the plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, pedestrian easement, Seaport Boulevard, South Boston, one sheet dated September 2016.
Good morning, my name is John Schmidt with Niche Engineering, and I'm here on behalf of Boston Seaport M1 M2 Land LLC. And we will be seeking a 2-week continuance for this and the next 3 petitions. As we understand that BTD is continuing an internal discussion regarding the curb alignment, and we look forward to meeting with them at the earliest convenience and hopefully prior to an 11/17 meeting, public hearing.
Members, have a motion to continue?
I'll make a motion to continue public hearing number 1 on today's agenda for 2 weeks till November 17th, 2016.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, no problem. Thank you. On a petition by Boston Seaport M1 and M2 Land LLC for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to East Service Road, South Boston, located on the southeasterly side of Seaport Boulevard and Congress Street. New business 10/6/2016. All shown on the plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, pedestrian easement, East Service Road, South Boston, one sheet dated September 2016.
Good morning. Again, my name is John Schmidt with Niche Engineering on behalf of Boston Seaport M1 and 2 Land LLC. We are seeking a 2-week continuance in hopes that the curbing alignment can be resolved.
Motion.
I make a motion to continue this for 2 weeks for November 17th.
All right, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, continue to November 17th. Third item on the agenda is a petition by Boston Seaport M1, M2 Land LLC for the making of specific repairs within the following public ways in South Boston, consisting of curb realignment, sidewalk, and pedestrian ramp reconstruction, as well as new and relocated specialty pavement, street lights, street trees, street furniture, storm drain infrastructure, and drain curb cuts. New business was on 10/6/2016, and all showed on the plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, specific repairs, Seaport Boulevard, East Service Road, South Boston, 2 sheets dated September 2016.
Good morning, John Schmidt with Niche Engineering. I'm here on behalf of Boston Seaport M1 and 2 Land LLC, and we are seeking a 2-week continuance.
All right, any board members all set? Hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue item number 3 on today's agenda till November 17th, 2016.
We need to go back and grab 2.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. right, motion passes, so continue until November 17th.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 4 is for a petition from Boston Seaport M1 M2 Land LLC for the making of specific repairs within Congress Street, South Boston, located on the northerly side between East Service Road and B Street, consisting of curb realignment, sidewalk and pedestrian ramp reconstruction, as well as new and relocated specialty pavement, street lights, street trees, street furniture, storm drain infrastructure, and driveway curb cuts. New business was on 10/20/2017. All is shown on a plan titled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, Congress Street, South Boston, one sheet dated October 2016.
Good morning, my name is Alex Baldwin with Niche Engineering, or sorry, John Schmidt with Niche Engineering. On behalf of Boston Seaport M1 and 2 Land LLC, we are seeking a 2-week continuance.
All right, any comments? Hear a motion to continue?
I'll make a motion to continue item number 4 on today's agenda till November 17th, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Passes, okay. We'll move to agenda number 5 on a petition of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance for the granting of a utility license for the installation of private utility infrastructure within Cedar Street, Roxbury, located generally southeast of Columbus Avenue. New business was on 10/20/2016. All shown on plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Private Utility License Plan, Cedar Street at Columbus Avenue, 1234 Columbus Ave, Roxbury, one sheet dated October 2016. Just state your name correctly.
Good morning, Mike Warshall from Amoresco on behalf of Commonwealth Massachusetts Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance. Also Dan Poli with me, Beth Ehrman, and Belinda Frugal from Mayheck, who's our consultant on projects.
Excuse me, sir. Who is here from DCAM?
Myself, Beth Roman.
Thank you so much.
All right. Enjoy your presentation on the petition.
Yeah, so we are under contract with DCAM to install a geothermal heating and cooling system for the Roxbury Community College. We are constructing the geothermal well field in the existing parking lot, which is across Cedar Street from the Roxbury Community College main campus. And we need to cross Cedar Street with 2 8-inch lines, 2 pipes, which are the supply and return from the campus to the well field. And they were also going to install a 2-inch electrical conduit for power for our pumps, which will be in the vault, as well as a 1-inch PVC line, which will be the fiber optics for communicating between the control system in the wells and the buildings. And then we're also going to install 2 PVC lines for future use by the college, possibly as a security cameras or emergency call system.
Who's going to own all the utilities now?
They're going to be owned by the Commonwealth, by DCAM.
The geothermal lines, there's no detail on this as to how the cross-section of the pipe itself. Is that, what are they made of and how much insulation is around them? And
So the pipes, the 2 8-inch pipes are HDPE, and there's no insulation around them because it's actually, we want to get heat transfer between the pipes and the surrounding ground. So they are uninsulated, 2 uninsulated 8-inch pipes we install.
the HDPE has no insulation around it?
No.
I mean, aren't you transferring heat from the well field to the site where you're trying to get that?
Yeah, in fact,
energy to?
so we are. So in the heating mode for the system, the way it operates, we're pulling heat from the well field and transferring it to the building, and we're also rejecting, in the cooling mode, we're rejecting the heat from the building to the well field. So we actually want that heat transfer happening between the ground and the pipes.
What will the temperature of the pipe be in the ground?
It operates in a range from about 40 degrees to 85 degrees.
very hot pipe.
It's not hot, no, so in the wintertime, it's really running at about 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And then in the summertime, it'll run up to 85 and possibly 95 degrees would be the highest we
Okay.
anticipate.
All right.
Okay, any questions? No? Audience, any questions, comments? No? I'll hear a motion on petition number 5.
I'll make a motion to approve the petition of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance for granting a utility license for the installation of private utility infrastructure on Cedar Street in Roxbury, generally southeast of Columbus Ave, as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, private utility license plan for Cedar Street at Columbus Ave at 1234 Columbus Ave in Roxbury, dated October 2016.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Motion passes. Thank you very much. We'll move to the new business. First item under new business, first and only item under new business, 160 to 248 Waldemar Avenue, East Boston, pedestrian easement, specific repairs on a joint petition of Trinity Orient Heights Phase 1 GP LLC and the Boston Housing Authority. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is David Linhart with Coulson Stores, counsel for the developer for our first appearance for a new project in East Boston, the redevelopment of Orient Heights. And with the development team, we have as a co-petitioner,
Dean Papadimitra, I'm counsel for the Boston Housing Authority, the owner of the property.
and
Deborah Danik with Niche Engineering, the project engineer.
And to represent the developer, we also have Kevin McCarthy here, who's able to answer questions that may come up. And
Kevin, you are with, just for the record,
yes,
he's
with Trinity Financial. And Trinity Financial and BHA together are co-petitioners. The project is redevelopment in East Boston of 331 existing public housing units. And Trinity was selected and designated as developer at the end of 2015. And this will be a phase project, so we're looking at the first phase, which has frontage on Waldemar Ave. And so our actions relate to work in Waldemar, and Deb Danik from Niche is going to present that work.
Great, thank you for having us again. I'm Deb Danik with Niche Engineering. David mentioned that the Orient Heights redevelopment project is being phased. So this is kind of a bigger picture idea of the new 331 units that are happening within the area of Waldemar Avenue, Valor Road cuts through the middle, and then Faywood Avenue bounds it as well. So we're here just for phase 1, which are the proposed new 5 buildings that abut Waldemar Avenue. Phase 1 doesn't comprise the whole length of Waldemar Avenue within the project site, but just a portion from these 5 buildings. When we come back for future phases, we'll be talking about basically this new rise building and then chunk of Waldemar Avenue closer to Route 1. So before you, we have requests for specific repairs along the Waldemar Avenue sidewalk. And with our repairs, the existing sidewalk is 7.5 feet wide and it consists of granite curb and cement concrete sidewalk. Street lights are on utility poles with overhead wiring. We're proposing to remove and reset and or replace the existing granite curb along Waldemar Avenue and replace the cement concrete sidewalk as well as install tree pits. In order to get the 3-foot wide tree pits in and provide a 5-foot wide cement concrete pedestrian walkway, we're also requesting that we get a 1-foot wide pedestrian easement with the city in order to make basically the whole sidewalk with the 8.5 feet wide.
the street lights, Deborah,
Yes.
right now, are they overhead lights or?
Yes, they're attached to the utility poles overhead.
So those are going to remain?
Yes, those will be maintained.
The tree pits have, it's noted on here, we brought this up before about the irrigation line.
Yes, so we're currently coordinating with Parks and Public Works about the irrigation line, and we'll have better closure on that for the public hearing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a point of contention, who's going to maintain it, whether it's necessary. I don't understand, the Parks Department, they put in trees, they don't put these in.
Right.
And yet some developers put it in, and they're always a source of a problem.
Our interest has been to, to cooperate with what's requested
Yeah.
to help the trees get established. So, to the extent that we're providing city standard improvements, that's sort of where we're falling back to, and then we're sorting out whether there have been requests beyond that and where we should end up. And so that's something that we'll have resolved by the public hearing.
Okay. Yeah, please do. I want, yeah, that's, I've seen the emails flying back and forth. And we also have our own ideas about whether these things work or not and how they work and
Sure.
what's going on. But we'll leave it at that. Hopefully you'll have it within the,
Yes.
when the
Yeah,
public hearing
it's-
comes back.
very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you developed a marking signage plan?
Yes, the
Yeah.
town plan has been submitted, we're waiting for just final sign off on that.
Okay, and is there any traffic calming elements involved in this design?
There's not.
There's not?
Yeah, there's parking along Waldemar Ave on our side of the street, we're gonna maintain that. There's also a couple bus stops within this portion that we'll have. We are proposing new driveway entrance locations, which are shown in the specific repairs plan, so parking spaces have been adjusted and moved to accommodate for the 2 bus stops within this length.
I would request that you meet with Stephanie Seskin, our Slow Streets coordinator, just to have her give it an eyeball over, just to see if anything pops up that she may be looking for to help the residents that are going to be basically going to be living here.
Deborah, who is on the other side of that street?
Suffolk Downs.
Right. So as Mr. Hesford, Commissioner Hesford has stated, we need to be concerned about 2 things: speed of traffic that is going through the front door, plus any desire for pedestrians to get from one side to the other side, in addition to crossing where the bus stops are.
Yeah.
So it will be good for you to incorporate those understandings at a ground level. Now your utility cards, are they mainly coming from Waldemar Street, or is it coming from? So how many cars are going to be on that street?
There's a decent number of cuts along.
Right, so when you are all done, who is going to put that street back to a presentable state? Question is not for you.
Yes.
Gentleman from Trinity,
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin, would you like to respond to that?
I can barely hear you, I'm sorry.
We can.
So the concern is that Waldemar Street, to serve your needs, is going to be cut up to a fair extent. When it is all done, who will put the street back to what it needs to be?
Yes, we have, part of the roadway improvement plan is to retop the whole street.
So you will do what needs to be done to serve your project.
Yes,
The
and
BHA projects
we'd
on-
like to discuss with the city more full-depth replacement repairs in a future phase.
That's fine, as long as there's a conversation between the city and your team,
Right.
and your recognition that it needs to be put back to something that is compatible to the city's needs and your needs.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, again, background, you are just showing us sort of what is needed today. In future, what are you proposing? Will you be proposing new streets within that complex, or is it just
Yeah.
streets?
So, the bigger picture master plan moving forward for the future phases. So existing now, Waldemar Avenue is at the north of the site. Right now, Valor Road actually dead ends about here and doesn't connect through to Waldemar Avenue. So in our proposed design for future phases, we're actually gonna get the street connection between Faywood Avenue down to Waldemar Avenue.
That leads again to the concern which Mr. Hesford stated, where that type of understanding needs to be fully vetted out to the extent it needs to with the transportation department to ensure that your ultimate build-out scenario doesn't create awkwardness on Baltimore Street.
Definitely. So along with Valor Road, it's gonna get connected as well as widened to meet the complete streets guidelines and what's associated with that. And Faywood Avenue right now, is one way, and we're looking to make it 2-way and wider in order to facilitate the extra housing coming up on there.
The internal street you spoke of, is it currently a city street or a parking street, a DHA street?
It's currently a city street,
It is a city street
yes, from what I understand.
that dead ends like that?
Yeah, it has a turnaround in it.
So,
So
with the circulation planning and, what input, who's giving you the input from the transportation department?
So we've been working with Bob D'Amico, sorry, did I say his last name correctly?
Yep.
We've been working closely with him through the BRA process as well as, speaking with the public. He's also been helping us with the TAPA plan for the phase one, but also the discussions of the future and what's happening on the upper streets, the top of the hill.
Okay, I'm definitely want to plug in my staff into that process because we do the LD engineering end of it. And I think I have one of my engineers that's been basically helping Bob, but I got to confirm that. As far as the overall plan, construction methodology, you're going to do the buildings, then do the street phased, or how do you foresee the construction management of the project?
So the bigger picture of the phases, when the phase happens, the building and the street near it happens as well. So phase one, the other thing that I think we forgot to mention is that Orient Heights is a huge hill. So when we start at Waldemar Avenue, it's about 80 feet lower than Faywood Avenue. So if you can imagine there's existing large site walls through the site. There's different layers of them. Right now, Gower Road is basically at a mid-level road. So when we get to connect to Gower Road to Waldemar Ave, there's a significant cut and regrading for the whole site in order to make this connection work. So that being said, we're starting at the bottom of the hill with a site that's flat in phase one. We're taking down 5 buildings. We're putting up 5 new buildings. So the sidewalk and road will play big constructions. When the buildings go in, the road will happen as well. When we move to the higher phases, phase 2, phase 3, everything happens at once. The buildings and the road happen at once. So once the buildings are open, the roads will be open and ready to go. That helps answer the question.
Right, I just want to make sure that we're not installing the roadway segments before the building's completed.
We don't anticipate to.
Right.
As part of my preliminary review at ISD, I had asked that someone take a look at the number of units that are accessible, and I asked for an analysis. All right, obviously it's not part of your function is to do that analysis, but it will be part of our function in permitting this project. What I'm afraid of is that in enforcing the architectural access rules, we have to look at which units are going to be accessible. All right, I can't see any of these townhouses being accessible, which means this would require a variance from the access board. I don't know if that's the way the project is going, but as presented to PIC, that's the way it would have to be approved. It would be approved knowing that you need a variance through the access board for handicap units. You might have the correct number, but some of these townhouses have to be accessible.
It's distributed differently. Okay, yeah, we can come with more information on that at the public hearing. If not, send you information in the meantime. I don't know the answer to that.
I think there may be a new issue that we're hearing for the first time, so we're happy to follow up and make sure that we're.
The problem with that is you may have to build retaining walls, ramps, and so that it's, will these plans change? I don't know.
Yeah, from what I understand about the townhouses, that they're accessible for visitors, portions of them, but we can get a better answer to that.
Yeah, I think we want to. It sounds like we're following up on on a little bit on circulation, and so we'll also add that to the list to follow up with disabilities.
Also, again, for the future, Deborah,
Yes.
when you build those retaining walls to support the street, the new street, there will be a concern about who owns those retaining walls, whether it is going to be on private property, i.e. BHA property that is leased to your Trinity Financial or the city. See, there's an ongoing concern about structures of that nature.
Yeah, I think all the retaining walls are on private property.
Clearly.
But if they have to build ramps, if you have to build new ramps, then you probably have to have retaining walls at the property line.
Right, so we're going with the understanding that when this road comes in and connects through, it will be more than 5% in the direction of travel, but the sidewalks adjacent to it will be at the same slope as the road. So, our interpretation of the ADA standards and the architectural access board is that if you're going with the slope of the road, it can be over that 5%. So at least in the public way and the roadway, we're not anticipating having stairs or ramps adjacent to the road for access for people up and down.
If or some of the townhouses have to be made accessible. How would that happen?
So the townhouses, in phase one, do have straight accessibility to the back of them from the back of the site.
Not even that. That needs variance.
So, yeah, okay, well, I'll talk to the architect about that. The parking spaces are located at the back, but you're right, the front of the units do have stairs up into them.
So, so everyone knows if this project proceeds as shown to PIC, when it comes to ISD for permitting, it's still need variance. There will still be variances, which mean, if you're granted the variance, it's fine. If you're not granted the variances, then you'll probably be back at PIC because I'm sure you'll be building ramps where you're showing the stairs.
Okay, we'll follow up on that, let you know where we stand. Thank you.
Any other comments? Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Just state your name for the record. Just state your name for the record.
My name is James Grossman, Supervisor of Public Works in Boston. Here's the premises. My concern was Palmer Ave on the southern downside. That's what we built as a sidewalk. Or the fence will be built in this phase one.
That's currently not, the north side of Walmart Ave right now does not have a sidewalk along it to kind of talk about connectivity and crosswalks. We haven't proposed any crosswalks from our site. Our current scope of work just is the south side of the sidewalk. We have been talking to Public Works about the other side of the road and maybe how to improve that and make it more towards the city standard, but that's not under this request today.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Are there any bus stops? Let me slow this thing up. Is Baltimore a one-way or a two-way street?
Baltimore is a two-way street.
Two-way street, okay. So do we have any bus stops on the southern downside
There are no bus stops there.
within its full limits?
Correct.
So there's no reason for a person to cross from this side of the street to the other side of the street?
Correct.
Is there going to be any on-street parking, or will there be any parking along that side of the street? Or
There's-
more to the point, are there any type of parking that is not regulated but people parking on that side of the street?
So on the north side of the street right now, there are no parking signs. In real life, people do park there.
Okay, so
We're not proposing to modify the north side of the Suffolk down side of the street.
so you need to be sensitive to how operations are today, how people function in that mannerism, and give some consideration as to whether a sidewalk is needed on that side of the street, rather than saying your project limits is just on one side. Okay, because if the people are parking over there that are using this site, you need to be mindful of it.
Understood.
Okay?
Any further comments? Is 2 weeks enough for, you want to review for the accessibility issues?
I think our interest would be to schedule 2 weeks from now and see where we can get in that time. And we feel like we're, the plans have had a lot of review, and we've been working with the city to get them this far, so we'd be interested to move forward.
All right. We'll schedule for 2 weeks for November 17th. I will see where we stand.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.